Everybody's healthy, and we anticipate and we expect to be playing in SoFi Stadium based on our roster, based on our quarterback being 1-2 in the playoffs and playing pretty well in those playoff games in the past, based on our running game, our offensive line is intact. We got all 3 dogs on the defensive front with us. We got our secondary intact. We got a Super Bowl appearing defensive coordinator. We got a young up-and-coming offensive coordinator. We got a Super Bowl winning head coach. And we expect to be in the damn Super Bowl. And he should. Because when you pay a quarterback the type of money that they paid Dak Prescott, that right there tells you they feel good about their chances at the beginning of the year about going to the Super Bowl.
See, Keith, that's why I think people rock with our show and rock with us. Because every other media outlet you will hear from today will try to extract something different from that just because we heard Jerry Jones talk.
Yeah.
Right? It's like every time you hear Aaron Rodgers talk, sometimes you could just take what he says for face value because maybe that's how he actually feels. And for me, I extract what's wrong with having a standard of excellence. That's what Jerry Jones has here. That's what he's talking about. Yes, the expectation is for us to win a damn Super Bowl. That's why we play the game every single year.
I'll tell you what's wrong
and
with
every
it.
single year that we don't do it, especially this year where we have all the pieces in play, that's considered to be a failure for us. That's fine.
I'll tell you what's wrong with it, though. You ask, what's wrong with having a standard of excellence? Here's the whole problem. And this is why people read into it and think, maybe, is he talking about Mike McCarthy? Like, in other words, Key just said, they got a defense and an offense for the first time together, right? And they're healthy, relative compared to the rest of the league. And they got a great quarterback in his prime, and he's paid, and everything's good. They got a couple running. They got everything you need. So that's one variable left. That's the head coach. And the reason I think some people are reading in, is that a warning shot at McCarthy? To me, if you have a standard of excellence,
to me, that's digging, man. You reaching at that point.
well, maybe, but the whole reason they've only won 4 playoff games in the last 25 years is because Jerry Jones couldn't take Jimmy Johnson getting credit, having the big ego, wanting to do things his way.
He was young.
Bill Parcells comes in. Bill Parcells ain't getting pushed around. Jerry Jones had a chance to hire the right coach. Instead, he hired the coach with the best resume, who he knew didn't have a lot of leverage because no one else was trying to hire him, but he's won a Super Bowl, he looks like a coach, and he brought him in.
I don't look at it that way, though, Max. I look at it as he's hired a coach that did have the best resume but actually knew what he was doing. Time ran out in Green Bay for him. So, therefore, rather than the New York Jets being smart enough to hire him when he wanted to get that job, they passed on him. That's the way that I look at it.
But look, if he had a Bill Parcells-type personality, if McCarthy was like, look, Jerry, that's great. I want to come and coach for you. You got to get out of the way. You got to let me do X, Y, and Z. It would never work.
But there's nothing wrong with that, though, Max, because Bill is Bill. Jerry got out of the way. The moment that Jerry started just being Jerry and Bill being who Bill is like, man, I got other things to do rather than waste my time telling you to stay your ass away from the team.
Well,
but that's Bill. But Mike McCarthy is okay with Jerry being around and getting on his radio shows and those sort of things. He's okay with that.
I was going to say, though, Max, like, yeah, there obviously is pressure on Mike McCarthy to win the whole damn thing. But, you know, this team got founded in 1960 to come into the NFL. They've been around for 60 years. They've had 9 head coaches. 9. There's not like there's a history of, hey, this coach didn't get him out of here really quick. They show patience with coaches. That's what the track record has proven.
But my point is, there's a reason they've only won, in spite of many rosters that look like, ooh, that looks pretty good, 4 playoff games in a quarter century. If you are America's team, 4 playoff games in a quarter century is unacceptable, right? Why is it?
I agree with you.
Why is it? Even though Jerry Jones is a pretty good GM, he and his son are together. They have a pretty good front office, pretty good in terms of selecting the roster and evaluating talent and all that stuff. And the answer is, was Jason Garrett a good head coach? No, he wasn't. Come on, they limit the pool of potential coaches to guys that Jerry knows are not going to push back. That's the problem.
No, you got to. I hate that narrative for whatever reason because of the Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones feud after 2 Super Bowls. Everybody's just running with that. That's
lazy?
not
You think
it.
it's lazy?
It's super lazy because it's not it. First of all, when he hired Jason Garrett, for whoever reasons, I don't know why it was that way, was this up-and-coming offensive coordinator under Wade Phillips. They couldn't get over the hump. He took Jason and put him on the sideline. He did not want to just fire him. He didn't want to do the Giant thing. Every 2 years, you get a new head coach. That's not.
They don't want to do it either.
That's why they keep doing it. This is the third time in a row, so to speak. He didn't want to do that. Then if you back up to Shan Gailey, Dan Campo, whatever it's Dave Campo, those dudes were in-house. So he made a decision at that time to hire them. Barry Switzer was on autopilot with the playmaker and those guys. He was on autopilot. Me and you and Jay could have coached them to a Super Bowl.
Jimmy Johnson's team.
It was autopilot. So when you look at that, you go to yourself and you go, okay, all right, I understand why he's doing or he did things the way that he did it. Now, fast forward to where they are today. The pressure is on Mike McCarthy. There is no question about it because, as I said before, there is a loaded deck. You got a high-priced quarterback. And when teams have high-priced quarterbacks, the expectations are at another level. You have a Super Bowl winning coach.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.